Governors, you have 16 years of experience between you in the office of governor. That's quite a remarkable achievement. I'd like to ask both of you, but let me start with you, Governor Kean. Would you compare your reelection bid in 1985 with Chris Christie's reelection bid going on presently?
Yeah, that's different in a number of ways. To start with, I had a pretty strong Democratic opponent. Peter Shapiro was chief executive of the state's largest county. He's an attractive young Democrat, and when he was first nominated, I thought we were going to have a problem with him. I thought it might be a very close election. As the election developed and I saw the polls moving in my direction, I concentrated on doing a number of things. One was going into the cities and really trying to establish a Republican presence there, and was proud of the fact that I carried every city in the state, Jersey City, Newark, Camden, and in the process carried the African American vote by 60%. So I did that, and that was very different, particularly for a Republican. And we really concentrated in the last month, not on my own reelection, but on the legislature. Only went into districts where there were very strong competitors for those legislative districts in the Republican Party, and carried every one of those districts I concentrated on. So we did manage to get control of the assembly, which was all that was at stake, by a good margin as well.
Governor Byrne, in 1977, you were running a re-election bid. You had 10 primary opponents in that effort.
Yeah, but I only had one general election opponent. And I won that election on the income tax by asking him to please come up with his own plan for substituting for the income tax.
And that was Ray Bateman.
That was Ray Bateman. He was a good friend and a respected opponent. But I don't think he believed that we should have a non-income tax.
Could I take you back to that time and ask you to compare it to Governor Christie's re-election bid?
If Ray Bateman had not come out with an alternative to the income tax, he might have won the election. Mm. It was an election where even my campaign poster, I have one in my house, it said, on the record, you got to respect what he's done. It didn't say you got to like him or he did nice things. It said on the record you got to like him.
Governor, your opinion of Barbara Bono and the campaign that she's running, the Democratic challenger to Governor Christie?
Well, she obviously has not caught on. As of now, the polls show it. Whether she can in the next 3 weeks, I'm not sure. I don't think she's taken a stance on any strong issue. It's almost if you don't want Christie, you take Bono. And that's not what people are doing. Bono is not getting the kind of support she should be getting because she has not made the issue clear enough.
So do you see this election as a clear-cut vote for people who come out to the polls in the sense of where the candidates stand on the issue, gay marriage, minimum wage, women's health care issues, education? Is this a clear-cut choice, do you think, for the voter?
No, it has nothing to do with the issues. I don't think people care. They're looking at two candidates, so they're looking at one candidate, they're looking at Chris Christie, and they like him.
Well, in addition to the gubernatorial election, the legislature is up for re-election, all 120 seats in both houses currently under the control of the Democrats. Is there a possibility at all that if Chris Christie wins by the kind of margin the pollsters are saying he could win by, that he could pull in one or both houses of the legislature to the Republicans?
It's possible. You know, they're going to vote for Christie. But they're not going to give him a Republican legislature.
So you don't think there will be coattails?
I doubt it.
Let me ask you about Governor Christie and his future plans, because if he does win re-election and he does want to run for president in 2016, how long could we in New Jersey expect him to stay in office?
I don't think there's any governor I know, and a lot of governors have run for president. I don't know any one of them who's ever resigned his office. So luckily we have a lieutenant governor, and luckily we have communications now where you can sit in your computer and make a lot of decisions or sit on the phone. And so if he runs for president, I suspect he'll stay as New Jersey governor, and If he leaves the governorship, it'll be when he raises his hand to be president of the United States. And who knows, that may happen.
Governors, it's always interesting to hear your views. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you,
We
Ken.
enjoy it.